let's say Cody wins the new championship, which I don't think he should. That really makes him look bad in my opinion. It's like, oh, hey, buddy, you couldn't beat Roman at WrestleMania. You got cheated out of it. We didn't give you... They owe him a rematch, don't they? Doesn't every challenger automatically get at least one rematch? The rematch clause? Heyman was like, no rematch, and they just left. Chest up, shoulders back. Welcome to Revival Wrestling, everybody, where I have better wrestling takes than you. And you know it. And I just saw out of the corner of my eye on Raw, I'm sitting there editing a video for my main channel, and Triple H comes out and has unveiled the new World Heavyweight Championship. And you guys have seen the pictures, I'm sure, by now. The belt itself, I think, is very good looking. The old classic design is really great. You really can't mess it up. The logo in the center, I'm not really a fan of. I'd give the belt design itself 10 out of 10, but the logo's like 2 or 3 out of 10. It kind of tarnishes it, if you ask me. I think they need to make the W bigger, fill out the entire belt, and kind of ingrain it into the background more. It stands out too much. It's gray on gold. It should be gold too. Kind of spitballing here, but I think the title is decent looking, but it should be better. Anyway, I haven't posted in a while here, guys, because after WrestleMania, nothing's happened worthwhile talking about. WWE has been completely boring, as a lot of us predicted it would be, and the belt they just unveiled is basically them acknowledging, ironically enough, they're acknowledging that they are in a corner. Because Triple H came out and basically roasted Roman's character, saying he never defends the belt, and it's like, well, yeah, dude, you could have had him lose it at WrestleMania, which would have been the smart move, but they couldn't do that. Because they want to get him to 1,000 days or whatever. I guess that's the reason. Like, I can't believe these guys actually were so hung up on him getting over 1,000 days that they would miss the opportunity with Cody. Not only that, now there are technically three world title belts in the company. The Blue Universal Championship, which I think used to be red. 2016 it came out, so it's like 7 years old at this point. One of the dumbest decisions they ever made. It's totally irrelevant. They need to just retire that altogether. I'm seeing people say that they're going to combine the WWE and Universal Championships. That would be a good idea if you just had, like the old school days, the WWE title on Raw, the World Heavyweight Championship on SmackDown. Way better solution, I think, than what they currently are doing. But the Universal title is a joke. It always has been, really. And the World Championship now, it's cool, but it's a consolation prize is what it really seems like. Because Triple H is sitting there talking, he's like, Roman's great and nobody can beat him, but he's not a fighting champion, and you people deserve somebody who's a fighting champion, so here's our new title. And it's like, I don't know, man, you kind of buried everybody with that promo, didn't you? And I'm excited for it. It's at least something. They had to do something with this, because you can't just have Roman being part-time. Guys, we talked about this all before WrestleMania. I talked about it. People were going in the comment section talking about it. They were in a corner to begin with. You could have easily gotten out of this corner if you would have had Cody win at WrestleMania. The whole bloodline story in general could have started to wrap up. Now that's starting to drag on. The Usos just interfere in the match, and then Solo interferes, and then they win some tag team match, and now Matt Riddle's coming out. But Solo attacked Matt Riddle 4 months ago. I don't care. It's boring now. That's what we were saying during the live stream during WrestleMania. The bloodline was hot. It had peaked right around the Royal Rumble when Sami turned on Roman. It was just building up to that point. So many good segments, so many good reactions, so many good promos, just so much chemistry between all those guys. It was developing and developed so well. It was going so well. Sami turns on Roman, bang. Everybody loses their mind. They destroy Sami. Sami gets his Elimination Chamber match. It just couldn't work out. So then, okay, now Cody's going to be the one who can do it. Because, again, it is what it is. Cody's much more believable as a champion. More marketable, the whole Dusty thing. It was all there. It was all there right in front of them. And they didn't do it. I don't know if they're doing that to simply get to 1,000 days for Roman, if they want to wait until The Rock can come back for next WrestleMania, if that even can happen. I don't know, man, but you could have just had Roman lose at WrestleMania. That would have been the easiest thing. You wouldn't have had to do all of this. You could have had Cody win at WrestleMania and then just bring back this current belt, the new World Heavyweight Championship they just brought back. You could have even done a scenario where Cody and Roman had some I don't know, they both pinned each other at the same time and they split the belts, or you could have put only one belt up. Too many belts, man, right? Again, it's one of these things where it's almost like AEW now, how they have so many championships. Every time on AEW you watch it, there's some guy with the what's Japan called? NJPW championship, and then the Mexico something championship, and this and that. But all these belts delegitimize each other when there's just so many of them. So in my estimation, the best way to do this would be to have WWE and World Heavyweight Championship. Those are your two big ones. Underneath that, US and Intercontinental. Then you have tag team championships. I could even see tag team championships on SmackDown and Raw separately. Once again, though, Sammy and KO have both of those too, right? So it's just like this weird tug of war for all these belts because they've booked themselves into a corner so much. So as far as I can tell, the draft is this coming Friday, the week of April 24th. A lot needs to happen with the draft because they have a lot of messes to clean up, as we've just been talking about. These belts need to be split. A lot of people need to just get on one brand and stay there. Like, the Bloodline go from brand to brand every week. Nothing happens. Other guys like Gunther are usually only on SmackDown, right? So they have a lot of stuff to clean up with that. I grew up in the era whenever Raw and SmackDown had different people. The old video games used to be called SmackDown versus Raw, not just WWE, whatever it is, right? So if you want to have more cohesive storylines and more personal type of feuds, and keep the titles in more of a condensed environment where it's easier to kind of do these things, I think a legitimate brand split would work. I get why they wouldn't want to do that, because it's like, oh, well, I paid to go on this show, but I didn't get to see X superstar. Even then, though, that still happens now in most cases, and your world champion is not there. What I really don't understand about Roman, man, is he legitimately filming a movie or something, or what is he doing? Because he just doesn't show up at all now. He used to show up every week or every other week or so. At this point, he doesn't even show up at all. He doesn't do anything. So again, this all circles back for me to why did you not just have him lose at WrestleMania? I can't get over that. I think that's one of the biggest mistakes they've made in the modern era, Cody not winning. And that goes on to the next point. Let's say Cody wins the new championship, which I don't think he should. That really makes him look bad, in my opinion. It's like, oh, hey, buddy, you couldn't beat Roman at WrestleMania. You got cheated out of it. We didn't give you... They owe him a rematch, don't they? Doesn't every challenger automatically get at least one rematch? The rematch clause? Heyman was like, no rematch, and they just left. So it's like, if Cody stops chasing Roman for the title, this kind of makes him look like a bitch, doesn't it? Oh, it's like, oh, I gave up on Roman. I'm going to fight whoever else now. Even then, if he does win the belt, it's a consolation prize, essentially, because he couldn't get it done at WrestleMania. But at Night of Champions, oh, he won the belt, so it's not as good. Again, we talked about that too. That moment you had at WrestleMania in LA, you're never going to recreate that moment. The crowd, the hype, the build up to that, you're never going to recreate that. Even at next WrestleMania, it's going to be too far removed. Even at SummerSlam, it's not going to happen. So, if Cody doesn't win the world title, who are they going to give it to? I see people saying LA Knight. I would love to see that, but he's not valid right now. LA Knight needs to get rid of his 2-20 record before he can start competing for the title. And then even who else, right? Gunther has the Intercontinental Championship. People are saying Seth Rollins. I guess I could see Seth because he's such a great ring worker. He can do anything with anybody. But let's be honest here. Rollins' current character sucks. It's not good at all. It's weird. He's got that weird fake Joker thing going on. Not good at all. So I like Seth as a wrestler. He's fantastic, but as a character at this point, he stinks. Maybe I'm missing somebody. Maybe Randy Orton could come back. That wouldn't be a bad idea, I guess. Maybe they'll give it to Edge before he retires or something, but even then, man, I don't know. So once again, we're in this kind of gray area, like what's going to happen. I guess we're going to see how they're going to determine this. Like, are they going to do a battle royale? Or are they going to do a tournament bracket style thing? Is the championship match going to just be one-on-one, or is it going to be multiple people, fatal four-way, triple threat, something like that? So I guess we'll wait and see. So this is at least something vaguely exciting, but the overall execution of everything they've done, WrestleMania onward, I don't know, man. I'm not really a fan of it. Everybody's saying on Twitter and stuff like, oh, Triple H does it again. This is amazing. It's like, it's better than nothing, but is it really amazing? I don't think so.